Hi, my name is Sheldon Price. I'm the content manager, and welcome to Insider Insights. Today, we're going to talk about booth placement at events, especially when it comes to exhibitors or sponsors. At an event, there are a lot of times where exhibitors or sponsors are selling wares or trying to engage with the community in a number of different ways. This seems easy at first. You just put people in a big room, but there's a lot to think about and a lot to consider to ensure that that experience is smooth for everyone involved. First, you want to make sure that you understand the attendee flow. You want to make sure that there is a nice, casual way that the attendees can walk through the entire exhibit floor without creating some sort of a bottleneck. This means understanding which booths might be the most popular so that you can arrange them in spaces where if they have a line, it's not going to bleed out into the aisles, it's not going to cause problems with other booths around them. You want every attendee to be able to walk from one booth to the next with a casual flow without any interruptions. The worst thing that you can have at an event is some sort of a bottleneck that blocks one booth. If one booth is blocked, they're going to be mad at their neighbor, they're going to be mad at the event producer, but as long as they can see and engage with everybody, they'll be happy. The typical booth size is 10 square feet, a 10 by 10 as it's called. But there are a lot of different layouts. If you wanted to have a wider booth, you could do a 10 by 20 or a 10 by 30. But then there are also ways to do floating islands in the middle of the floor, to do a 20 by 20 space where attendees can walk and engage with the exhibitor all around their booth. So knowing the different styles of booths, knowing the different layouts, this gives you many different options to pitch to your exhibitors, to pitch to your sponsors, of the different ways that they can lay out their booth on the show floor. And speaking of sponsors, make sure you understand whenever you sign your sponsors what all the deliverables are. The rest of your team understands how to make the sponsors happy, but you need to as well, because there are a lot of things on the floor if these sponsors are looking to use a lot of extra power, if they're using Wi-Fi in their booth. You need to understand that and work with them so that they have everything that's required. Another thing to keep in mind is placement, who you're placing next to each other. At a lot of events, whether they're sponsors or exhibitors, you're going to have similar companies or similar products being represented. So you want to ensure that these booths aren't directly across from each other. If you can spread them out on the show floor, this gives a better experience to those people running the booth, but also for the attendees as well. Another thing that's extremely helpful when planning an exhibit show floor is to be able to sketch it out in a program like AutoCAD. This gives you a chance on the computer to break things down in a grid, to showcase exactly how much space you have available on the floor, and once you get them all lined up next to each other, how much space you have in between booths for an aisle, making sure that fire exits are clearly marked. Knowing how much space you have saves problems that you won't have on the day. If you're working on an event that has a show floor or you're working with sponsors and you have more questions and need advice, please reach out to us on our website or click the link to arrange a call with one of our team members.